gentlemen, giving up a great round of applause to the APTDC. Come on, a huge, huge round of applause. Across states, Andhra Pradesh has been one of the most significant places with lovely hills, caves, beaches and whatnot. The auspicious policy of we giving it for the fruitful generations and all the lovely people who have gathered here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take the opportunity of inviting Stakeholders Engagement Conference on AP Tourism Policy 2024. We have incredible Confederation of Indian Industry, and we have all distinguished people who have come from Andhra Pradesh Hotel Associations, and of course APTTA, IRCTC, and all the investors and the future stakeholders. Let me take the opportunity of giving up a round of applause to all the stakeholders who have marked their presence, who have believed we are going to be the future. Thank you so much, Joy. A huge round of applause. Sir, I know a person who shows the way, who knows the way, who goes the way, and we have Visionary League 2024-25. So 24 policy and with many more benefits. Shri Kandra Durgesh Garu, Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture. A lovely token of respect, a beautiful bouquet to you, sir, as we start the day. Andhra Pradesh Tourism Development Corporation Limited, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Sir, requesting you to please join. Vinay Chandgaru, IAS, Secretary to Government, Youth Affairs. A great round of applause as we start this event.
దైనచంద్ స్టేజ్ మీద ఉన్న డిగ్నిటరీస్ రామకృష్ణ గారు, భాస్కర్రావు గారు, వీరస్వామి గారు, respected audience and friends. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for your incredible and enthusiastic participation in our event. As everyone has been saying, it's been fairly short notice in our country, so we will be holding road shows in other districts of the state as well as other major cities across the country. So we would like it and we'll be very happy to have you all on board in all these events. Also, I'd like to thank you all, especially CII and Chamber of Commerce and the Andhra Pradesh Chambers for participation in developing the policy. The policy is in the form it is only because all of you actively will be issuing some follow-up GOs to the policies, giving more targeted inputs, what kind of incentives will be offering to specific sectors, what will be the land allotment policy. For these also we'll be sharing out drafts. We would be very happy if you could all give your input so that we can customize it to all your needs. And Veeraswamy Garu, we have noted all the points you've raised and we are working on that and we look forward to working with you to iron out all of you have read through it, but this is just a revision. So broadly, next. So a quick overview of 500 kilometers of national highways. We are part of the Eastern Peripheral Expressway and we have nearly 1,000 kilometers of a coastline, which is very valuable and makes us 3 international airports, and the most exciting is seaports, which we are working very consciously and closely with Government of India to identify potential places for seaports and come up with an enabling ecosystem so that both investors and surrounding tourism areas become attractive and approachable. Next, we have a young population with 70% of our 5 crore population in a working age. We have over 250 engineering colleges and 300 diploma colleges, more than 30 to 40 in universities and higher skilled education institutions, which turn out highly skilled students and workforce every year, over tens of thousands per annum. AP Corporation is working to skill the other people with lesser education to enable them to participate in different forms of the workforce. Next, the AP tourism sector is giving a gross value add for currently to the economy of 4.6%. We are number 3 in domestic footfall, about 30 crore people, mostly largely temple tourism. Bulk of them are for temple tourism. We are ranked only number 16 in foreign footfalls. In fact, because of this, the average spend of a tourist in the state is around 1,700 rupees as opposed to 40 to 50,000 in a lot of other states. Employment contribution from tourism sector for the state is 12%. And 3,500 rooms we have currently in the inventory. In fact, tourism is a very important sector because it is one of the most highest potential for increasing employment at all skill levels. So that is one of the major reasons the government is focusing on it. Next. So we have identified the key challenges for the sector's growth. One is of course the skill development, the low share of high spending tourists, as I already mentioned. The limited expansion beyond religious tourism. Most of our tourists are pilgrims and they just come visit the temple and go rather than spend more time. And this could be because of obviously a limited number of rooms available, lesser connectivity, poor connectivity, and of course wayside infrastructure. Andhra Pradesh geographically is a linear state which covers over 5 major cities outside the state are closely linked to the state. Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, Calcutta, people transit potential area is limited so far. Next. Recently, the Honorable Chief Minister of the state announced this Swarnandhra vision. Next. In that, the tourism vision for 2047 is to make India a premier hub for, make Andhra Pradesh a premier hub for India and the world with religious, spiritual, coastal, ecological and wellness experience. And we want to, we are going to start working Gandikota and Akhanda Godavari. Thank you. Next. So broadly I have covered the highlights of the policy, but as I earlier said, this is only the beginning. This policy is the foundation on which we will keep coming up with new incentives, new frameworks to enable you to participate in the state. And I'm really hoping that today will be one of a very useful days for all of us to figure out how to take this forward. Thank you so much. 20% with a sustainable and responsible manner, making sure that we protect delicate ecosystems and historic artifacts, bring about world-class infrastructure for connectivity as well as for tourist stays, increase the economic impact by increasing the gross value added from 4.6% to 20%, and make India the top 3 destination, make Andhra Pradesh the top 3 destination for the country, both domestically. What does this mean in the next 5 years? What are our goals for the next 5 years? In the next 5 years, we have very targeted goals. We have the next set of strategies for this, which is both to build about world-class infrastructure, both physical infrastructure, a strong foundation on which we will build and we will create a positioning and branding through sustainable mechanism and bring about a solid regulatory framework. Next, I'll go into the details now. The world-class infrastructure, as I was saying, expanding room inventory. One is, of course, the classified inventory to 10,000, but also bringing small bread and breakfast, homestays. So this will be both formal and informal ways of bring about increased room inventory. This will consequently increase spend and stay in the state. And of course, allied infrastructure around key identified tourist spaces. So this could be riverfront activities, gardens, parks, eco-friendly activities, etc. Multimodal and last mile connectivity. Again here, as I said, seaplane, inland waterways, cruises. These are the things which will be our target areas because they have high impact and low hanging fruits for us for the next 5 years. Wayside amenities, as I already said. And for homestays, we will be focusedly bringing about a regulatory framework. As Sir was saying earlier, when he went to Germany, there was a ensured guaranteed quality in homestays. So we will aim to bring that about in Andhra Pradesh also. Next. The Secretary will be going into this part of the thing in more detail, but I will just briefly talk about diversification and destination development. We've identified 7 anchor hubs for the state. Of these, Araku and Tirupati will be the short and medium term. So we are putting all our energy over the next few years immediately on these 2 places. But we have a longer term plan for Visakhapatnam, Rajahmundry, Amravati, Srisailam and Gandikota. In all these places, as you will see ahead, we've already started a lot of work, huge infrastructure works with the support of both private participants, State of Andhra Pradesh as well as Government of India. Next slide. We will be working on developing 25 thematic circuits which include 10 temple circuits which will go beyond Tirupati and surrounding areas. Buddhist circuits which is our highest potential for increasing foreign footfall and big tourism circuits. So the circuit could be a broader area with longer distances as well as nearby surrounding areas. Like if you come to Tirupati, after you see the temple, what else can you do surrounding areas? Or if you want to do a road trip all along the coast, how do you plan and position it? How do we develop infrastructure? So it will be on a scale, varied amount of scale, catering to local, domestic and international tourists. So this kind of nuanced layering will be brought into the planning process so that it can have a comprehensive view. Next. The branding, one of the most important aspects of tourism is something we've already started work on. We will be floating RFPs shortly for, one is for a marketing, branding and a promotional partner, as well as for empaneling partners for doing event management. So the drafts are ready, we are working in place. Today also we will be holding some sessions with potential partners to understand what is it, how they can participate better with us. We are also working on coming up with a uniform branding and positioning for Andhra Pradesh and every single of its destinations. This will also have a strong base of technology, both as a website, apps, enabling infrastructure for tourists so that they know where to go, how to access and what to do once they get there. Collaboration and partnership with a variety of partners, year-long calendars, as well as targeting our diaspora who are also another good foreign footfall target. So diaspora ke liye we will have specific targeted activities for connecting with ancestors and going back to hometown, etc. Next, skilling manpower is as one of the most important aspects of our strategy. We will be working with people of varieties of backgrounds who are engaged with tourism. It could be something as simple as guides, people who operate boats, or it could be someone who drives an auto. As the tourist experience is actually not a very targeted experience. It is about every single point someone who comes from outside the state or outside the city engages with the city or the place. So it will be every touch point, and every touch point will need to be trained and skilled in order to have a positive impact for the tourist. So we will be working with a variety of skilling and training programs with a variety of partners in order to build up this skill set. We will also be establishing dedicated tourism universities and hotel management institutions, as well as taking funding from variety of sources to fund this whole thing, including multilateral funding. Next. Sustainability is obviously the key for having a long-term goal for tourism. Sustainability in terms of ecosystems, in terms of history, culture, as well as in sustainability in branding, so that everything lasts and survives the churn of time. So we will be working on things like Blue Flag certification, zero emissions, zero plastic, capacity building, and working forward. Thank you. Next. Regulatory framework. Ramakrishna Garu was saying there is essential need for creating trust and quality. So this will only come about when there is a strong regulatory and governance framework which protects every single person who enters the state, as well as every person who is operating to provide services. So only when both parties are assured a guaranteed regulatory and responsive framework, the ecosystem will thrive. So for this, we will be having destination-specific management organizations, district-focused points of contact, so that the investor does not have to run pillar to post trying to figure out how to get various permissions. At state level, we have identified and we've notified specific points of contact, so that the ease at which you engage with government, which is, we all know, not an easy and simplified. Speed of doing business is something which we are prioritizing over all else, for which we will be changing our systems and frameworks so that you can engage better with us. And of course, we will be coming up with strict laws and ensuring safety and security of all. Next. Speed of doing business. We will be facilitating through single point contacts, dedicated facilitation cells, assistance to investors, integrated data management, and re-engineering of regulatory frameworks. Next. So now I will quickly tell you what are the incentives which we are offering as part of our policy framework. Next. First and foremost, most important is industry status to the tourism sector, which is the most important thing. But what does it mean for you? When you are given an industry status, it essentially allows for better infrastructure, incentives and funding opportunities to all of you. There will be lower power tariffs, property tax, better access to credit, working capital, facilitation through single point contacts, as well as protection of your various assets. Next. The project categories which we have identified are which are standard: micro up to 1 crore, small 1 to 10 crores, medium 10 to 50 crores, large is 50 to 250 crores of investment in 2 years, mega is 250 to 500 in 3 years, and ultra mega investment would be more than 500 in 4 years. Next. So the one-time fiscal incentives which we will be offering are 100% reimbursement of stamp duty and transfer duty, 100% waiver of land conversion charges wherever it is applicable, quality certification for MSMEs, you will be reimbursed 100% up to 2 lakhs for national certification and up to 10 lakhs for international certification. Capital subsidy for fixed capital investment up to 25 lakhs, 25% will be subsidized for micro, 25% up to 1.5 crore for small, 25% up to 7.5 crores for medium, 10% up to 10 crores for large, 10% up to 25 crores for mega, and up to 40 crores for ultra mega. 10% of up to 10 lakhs for women, SC, ST and disabled entrepreneurs is also being offered. Recurring fiscal incentives will be industry, industry rates for all categories, reimbursement of electricity duty for a period of 5 years for all categories from date of commencement of commercial operations. Net SGST 100% reimbursement for 7.
Sri Vinay Chandra garu, who has been instrumental in developing this tourism policy, and Principal Secretary, Youth Advancement, Tourism and Sports, Srimati Amrapali Kata, though she is joined recently, still an energetic Managing Director of UPDDC, Sri Swami Garu, Sri Ramakrishna Garu, Sri Bhaskar Garu, and Srimati Padmavati Garu. And my dear friends, you all might have heard about the insights of the government initiatives from our learned friends and colleagues. The precise reason behind my standing before you is that we, the government of Andhra Pradesh, is committed and ready to invite all of you and provide a conducive environment to all of you to be part of this whole process. That is our main motto of this particular program. And here I wish to tell you is that Government of Andhra Pradesh, unlike the previous government, we are ready to provide you all sorts of support, wherein you can participate, being partner, and what not everything you can do for the development of Andhra Pradesh on tourism front. With this initial mark, I wish to invite all of you. ఈ రకమైనటువంటి వాతావరణాన్ని కల్పించడానికి ప్రత్యేకమైనటువంటి శ్రద్ధ తీసుకుని గడిచిన కొంతకాలంగా ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రం పర్యాటక వారందరూ మాకు చాలా ఆలోచనలు ఉన్నాయి. వాటిని అమలు చేయడానికి అవసరమైనటువంటి ఆర్థిక పరిపుష్టి కూడా మా దగ్గర ఉంది. కానీ సరైనటువంటి రాజకీయ చిత్తశుద్ధి లేకపోవడం వల్ల మేమేమీ చేయలేకపోయామనేటువంటి మాటని చాలా మంది నాకు చెప్పిన సందర్భాన్ని మీ అందరికీ గుర్తు చేస్తున్నాను. వీటన్నిటిని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకుని వాటిలో కొన్ని సరైనటువంటి విధానంలో వెళ్ళి కొన్ని వెళ్ళలేకపోయింది. ఇవాళ మనం చెప్పేది కేవలం ప్రభుత్వమే ఈ కార్యక్రమాలను చేయాలనేటువంటి ఆలోచన కాకుండా ప్రభుత్వంతో
ఏంటి